What's going on, brothers and sisters? I want to welcome you guys to Listener Feedback, episode number 43. And in this episode will be starring the OG, Mr. Cody Clark. Brother, it is always a pleasure, always fantastic to hear from you. Now, not only will we be going over Mr. Cody Clark's email, we're also going to be talking about a couple of GTA 6 rumors. And not only rumors about GTA 6, but also what Rockstar could be working on next. We get some positive Moon Studios news. You know the guys behind Ori and the Will of the Wisp. They got some good news coming out of that studio. And I look forward to discussing it with you guys. Also, PlayStation has another controller patent that seems a little interesting. We've kind of gone over this before, but this time it comes with a small bit of a twist. And we do get some God of War news. Now, no, it doesn't have anything to do with the rumored remakes or remasters. I know that's a little bit of a letdown. But the news that we do have is very positive. It's positive. It's not huge, but it is some positive news. Now, guys, if you do want to be a part of the show, if you want to be a part of Listener Feedback, you can do it two different ways. You can either email the show, and the email address is simply the name of the show. It is no doubt the Analog Circle Podcast at gmail.com. Now, if you want to write in and be a part of the show and let your voice literally be heard, you can do it two different ways. You can either, not two different ways, I already said the first way. You can do it one other way, and that's by calling in. And the phone number is 443-627-9087. Also, one more thing before we get started. If you are having a get together with friends and with family, then I implore you to check out Pour and Play. Link is in the description. I guarantee you, if you're trying to make your family night or family get together or game night a memorable one, definitely check them out and click the link in the bio. Now, with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and let's get into Mr. Cody Clark's email. Now, the title of his email is Wheels, Bus, Circle. You know the deal, man, brother. I'm lost on this one, Cody. I can't wait to get into the email so I can understand what you're trying to break down to me. He says, it's been a long time since I used my Xbox for anything besides YouTube. Oh, you don't say, brother. Man, oh man. See, this has already started out very interesting. This brother said it has been a long time since he's used the box of X. He says, I was wondering when that day would come. Oh, man, let me tell you something, Cody, brother. That day came for me last generation when Phil Spencer did what he did. When he made the Xbox brand what it is today. When he started putting games on PC, I was a little bewildered. When he did that, I was kind of, sideways looking at him, kind of like when dogs hear a different kind of sound and they kind of turn their head to the side like, what is that? That was me, Cody. I said, man, this is interesting. Then he talking about console wars bad, and I want everybody to be able to play games. I don't think it's healthy for the industry if people can't play each other's games. I said, hold on, Phil. Now, this, we are the world, we are the children. It's just going a little too far for me. So that's when I started getting a little nervous, as it were, Cody Clark, about the brand. But let me continue with your email, brother. He says, around the holidays, I got a new low-tier gaming laptop. Oh, man, this brother got a gateway drug. Oh, man, a gateway gaming drug. Oh, shucks. He says, and started playing Warframe on the Xbox. I really enjoyed the 90-plus hours of game time I put in. It has some pretty insane story beats. Really? I thought Warframe was just a straight online shooter, no story bits at all. This is very, very interesting, Cody. Am I going to check out Warframe? I ain't going to lie to you, brother. I probably won't, but it's one thing I can say about Warframe, Cody, and it is that it looks beautiful. Oh, it looks fantastic. I don't know what engine that is. I mean, is it Unreal, Cody? You got to let me know. I only said that, Cody, because I know how you feel about Unreal Engine, brother. I'm just having fun with you. Let me continue with your email. He says, I really enjoyed the 90 plus hours of game time I put in. It has some pretty insane story beats, and you can do pretty much 90% of the game solo. 90% of the game solo, Mr. Cody Clark. Now that, my friend, that's pretty doggone interesting if I say so myself.
What did he say?
Darn, I never would have imagined that. So yeah, this brother said about 90% of it. Very interesting. Solo. He says, but I ended up going public and just being wowed by it. Man, I want to hear more. He says, then I installed it and played it on PC. And even on my lower end system, I was blown away by how gorgeous it looked with better contrast and all that fancy tech. I got to ask you, Cody, because I don't think you go over it in your email here, good brother. What kind of graphics card are you running, brother? Or is it, with some laptops, they call it man, I'm all tongue tied here, Cody. They call it something else. I forget what they call it. They call it some kind of graphics, Intel graphics or something like that when you don't have an actual graphics card. So I'm just curious to know, Cody, if you could tell all of the brothers and sisters, what kind of laptop do you have? Now, I understand you said it's a low end. I get that, but I'm just curious. Is it a 2080? Is it a 3080? I'm just curious, brother, but let me continue on because you said it looked gorgeous, brother. You said it looked very, very good. You were blown away by how good it looks. So I'm just curious to know what kind of PC laptop do you have, good brother? Now he continues with his email. He says, with the new job going gangbusters, I ended up just watching old retro game videos and I got into some EverQuest retrospectives. Yeah, now if you guys didn't know, shout out to Mr. Cody Clark. He actually worked on EverQuest back in the day. Shout out to you for that, good brother, because you were bringing a lot of joy to people's lives, my brother. Yeah. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Game had a heck of a run. Let me continue with your email here, though, Cody. He says, and I went and found out the dang game is still rocking. 25 years later with 31 freaking expansions. Whew. Oh, man. Yeah, these jokers have been straight up committed. They ain't wavered since. 25 years, man. That's got to be one of the longest running, one of the longest running online games ever. I mean, that's got to be up there with WoW, if not a little bit older. That is interesting. All these different updates later, 31 of them. He said, like, that is more than one a year. Yeah, these jokers working, Cody. They working hard, my brother. He says, so I have installed that. And when I'm not working or packing up and planning my move this Memorial Day out to New Mexico. Really? Man, so you're moving to New Mexico, brother. Well, you know, I truly hope everything goes smoothly. I know Memorial Day is a little ways away, but the way time is going, Cody, time is going so fast, my brother, that Memorial Day is going to be here before we know it. I mean, I'm looking at the calendar right now, man. It's already halfway through March, as it were. It's March 15th today. So the way things are going, man, we're already almost a quarter of the year in. And it seems like, man, this just got started. This year got started last month. Doesn't even feel like it's been 3 months already. So Yeah, man, but shout out to you, brother. And I hope that movie goes smoothly when it's that time. But let me continue with your email and get ready to wrap it up. He says, I'm back in the stomping grounds that I inhabited from 2001 to 2003, and I am kind of okay with this for the time being. Games are funny that way. Hope your new year has been decent. Mine was full of stress and a lot of admitting we old now. 46 plus club. Say, hey, I am in that club, Cody Clark, and I salute you, my brother. Thank you for this awesome email, man. Yeah, that time is flying, Cody. January 5th came, I turned 46. Say, God, dog, where has the time gone? I remember, Cody, when I first picked up the sticks, my brother. I was about 6 years old, 5 or 6, when I first picked up the sticks. I remember Atari 2600, ColecoVision. I can't quite remember which one I picked up first. For some reason, I feel like it was ColecoVision, because that was the paddle, if I'm not mistaken, with the red button on the side, and it had the paddle where it went side to side. Y'all know what I'm talking about, the circular paddle where you could play Pong on that joint. It was one of those two. Atari had the red button. Yeah, man. And it seems like that time, from when I was about 5 or 6, it just flew by, just gone so quickly, brother. I mean, I turned around and, man, I'm 46 years old. I was like, God, dog, time flies, brother. Say, God, dog. Time waits for no one, but Cody, as always, my good brother, whenever you want to write in, please feel free to do so, because it's always fantastic to hear from you, my brother. Now, the other thing that I want to cover is a couple of gaming news stories that came out. So let's get things started, man, with a little bit of GTA. I would have to say, yeah, this definitely falls under rumors.
Rumor has it is something that only I know.
So GTA 6 hasn't released yet, but some believe they know what the next game will be after GTA 6 releases for Rockstar. And it's based off of the purchase of a video game. Well, not a video game, but it's based off of a purchase of a company called Video Game Deluxe, who is now Rockstar Australia. Now, according to an Express article. Now, it will be this is what they're saying it's going to be. It's going to be a new LA Noire game, since the studio is known for working on that title. So yeah, we went over this story a couple of weeks ago. I think like 2 weeks ago, we had talked about this. They picked them up. They are now Rockstar Australia, and they worked on all of the LA Noire stuff. They worked on the VR games, and they worked on that remaster as well. So with them picking them up, the thought is, well, look, they got them now. They're now first party. That's the game that they've always worked on. That's what they're going to work on again. And I will say this. If we get another LA Noire, I would be absolutely okay with that. I would be fine with another LA Noire. Man, that game has some mechanics. Not necessarily mechanics. I would say it had that facial situation going on where you had to sit them down at the table, interrogate them, and, go off of their facial expressions to tell whether they were lying or telling the truth. I'm be honest with y'all, I hardly ever got that right. Joker was lying to my face, and I was like, yeah, he seems like he's telling the truth. I didn't find out until it was too late. Joker told me, no, he really did do that murder. He was guilty, right? No, I didn't know. I had no idea. So it was like that mechanic at the time was so dope, because gaming was finally getting into the space where the faces, you could actually make out the facial detail And it was like, for that time period, it was very, very detailed. I mean, to the point where you're talking about just a couple of years earlier, back in 97 or 98, when Metal Gear Solid came out on the PlayStation, man, his face was doggone, man, in real time, his face was kind of scruffed up. You couldn't really see too much outside of the headband. Outside of that, he was having a hard time. Hideo Kojima didn't have the graphics, the capability to be able to do the kind of facial expressions that we see now in today's time. And even during the PS3 era, it was amazing to see, which was when LA Noire had actually released originally. So if you're talking about taking that concept, and we do understand this, we know that the main character of LA Noire, I mean, listen, man, that brother, I don't think he gonna be there. And for people that played the game, you know what happened. You know how this situation goes. It's a regular Rockstar type of game. Even though I will say, I don't think LA Noire, that was not made by Rockstar per se. Hold on. We got to look this up, because I don't think it was Rockstar. Who made the original LA Noire video game? Team Bondi.
Noire is a 2011 action-adventure game developed by Team Bondi and published by Rockstar Games.
Yeah, it was Team Bondi. They unfortunately, I think they went under by the time they had finished. So Rockstar, they do own the IP, but Team Bondi not being there anymore to work on it. And hold on now, this is interesting though. Hold on. So Team Bondi, it says Team Bondi, Sydney, Australia. That's what their logo says. And just the fact that these guys over at Video Game Deluxe were from Australia, and they're actually being called Rockstar Australia now. Wait a minute, did Team Bondi turn into Video Game Deluxe? Wait. Did Team Bondi turn into Video Game Deluxe? Let's see. It says no. It says no. Team Bondi did not directly transform into Video Game Deluxe. Rather, Video Game Deluxe was founded by Brendan McMorrow, the former creative director of Team Bondi, after Team Bondi shut down. Okay, I got you. So I guess the thing is, they still have a little bit of the DNA that was in Team Bondi now at Video Game Deluxe, since Brendan I'm always struggling with names. McNamara was a former creative director at Team Bondi. So, okay, so we got that straight. Now, the other thing, though, because I don't want to make this episode too long-winded, the other thing that I wanted to mention also that was said this week, and we all know that with rumors, you got to take all of this stuff with a mustard seed of truth, especially when we are talking about GTA 6, because we can't forget, I got to call myself to the carpet and say, I am sorry. I got it wrong. I bet on the wrong story. When that rock and roll group came out and said, oh man, the trailer's happening next week or in the next 2 weeks, our song, I meant to say, is gonna be in that trailer. Even at the time, I said, if this isn't true, this is amazing marketing, because we are talking about this group that I've never heard of before. And we saw that 2 weeks go by and not a darn peep happened when it came to the GTA trailer. So I say all of that to say, take all of these rumors once again with a mustard seed of truth. So this week in the rumor mill, as far as GTA goes, it's a new report that's alleging that the second GTA trailer will release sometime early April, which is, I mean, it's of course only a couple of weeks away from, publishing. Now, the source of this information is GTA 6 O'Clock, which is run by Daniel Dawkins and James Jarvis, both of which are involved with the Future Games show and the Golden Joystick Awards. So you think about that for a minute, like, man, the Future Game Show, Golden Joystick. Well, okay, these guys have a little bit of pull, which could mean that they could have a bit of an inside scoop. Now, the pair cite inside information, but this is where things get very murky. Unfortunately, they don't provide any more specifics, such as the trailer length or what it will feature. It is simply noted that they have been tipped off by one source about the trailer dropping next month. So to a certain degree, it's a little bit of just trust me, bro. I got it. Trust me, bro. It's going to be okay. I have the inside scoop. I have the source. And you can trust me. Just wait till next month, early in April. That's when the second trailer is going to drop. So again, I don't know about this. Take it all with a mustard seed of truth. Now we got to move on to the next story, guys. Now this is PlayStation VR related. So it's a pretty quick story, but for PSVR 2 owners, Hitman World of Assassination will be coming to the platform on March 27th. And this is the thing. They continue, PlayStation that is, they continue to support the PSVR 2. I ain't gonna say every single week literally, but it seems like every week or two, every couple of weeks, something is coming out for the PlayStation VR 2. And with that price drop down to $400, man, I really have a good feeling that a lot of people are going to jump on the platform and give it a try. Now, am I going to try it for $400? I will say, brothers and sisters, I'm just a tad bit more interested in $400. But that $350 over the holiday season, oh man, they had me sold with glitter and gold with that one. I just didn't get a chance to pick it up. Came out during the holidays, man. I had to do some shopping, and I just didn't have the means to be able to do some shopping like I needed to and pick up the PSVR 2, so it just didn't work. But this time, just getting back to the main story at hand, PSVR 2, Hitman Assassination Hitman World of Assassination, coming out March 27th. Now, the next story, I actually got this story from Cloud Dosage. Now, Ori franchise developer Moon Studio is now fully independent. These brothers got their doggone independence. Golly, that should be celebrated. Absolutely celebrated. Now, they got their independence and have acquired the publishing rights, because it gets better. They acquired the publishing rights for No Rest for the Wicked. No Rest for the Wicked. The game, now that was the news right there, but the other part of the news is the game will also be getting a major expansion on April 30th. And after that update, they will be adding 4-player co-op to the game as well. So this is fantastic news. And the interesting thing about the way that they were able to acquire No Rest for the Wicked, I believe it had to do with Rockstar. If I'm not mistaken, I think one of Rockstar's studios had shut down. You know what? Let's just try to find out what happened. How did Moon Studios acquire the publishing rights for No Rest for the Wicked?
According to game developer, Take-Two Interactive's divested Private Division label had been set to release the project. After the label was sold, Moon spent months negotiating for the publishing rights to No Rest for the Wicked.
All right, yeah, so Private Division. Now, we went over that as well. That was when Zelnick was like, pretty much, if y'all ain't making platinum records, y'all got to go, man. This is a waste of time. Us here at 2K/Take-Two, we only make hits, platinum hits. If you going gold and you're going silver, That's not good enough. You need to be platinum and diamond if you're going to be around here. So, yeah, Private Division, they just could not cut the mustard, so those jokers got cut. Now, Private Division actually had some pretty good games, if I'm not mistaken. What games did Private Division develop?
Private Division is known for releasing 19 video games. Here are the first 3: OlliOlli World, Outer Worlds, and Kerbal Space Program.
Yeah, see, these were all good games. Now, maybe not critically successful games as far as like how much they sold, but OlliOlli World, I heard nothing but great things about that. The Outer Worlds, well, we know what that is. I mean, of course, now Microsoft owns it, but that was a good game for a lot of people. And the Kerbal Space Program definitely wasn't something for me, but I heard that it was a pretty okay game. So they didn't have like a bad track record. But again, these games are not platinum and diamond sellers. So because of that, they said you got to go. But anyway, the point is though, is that Moon Studios, they have their independence now. They did a lot of negotiations, and No Rest for the Wicked is theirs, and they will be able to do what they want to do with that IP. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I have to believe that they own, I don't know, things get a little dicey with Ori and the Will of the Wisp, because the way that, what's his name? Mauer? I forget the guy's name, who's like one of the head guys over there at Moon Studios, but he was mad as ever at Microsoft about their game not being able to be multi-plat. And that was Ori. Ori only released on the Xbox and on the Nintendo Switch, but it never made it over to PlayStation. So I have to wonder and figure that it has to be something going on with Ori, whether or not they actually own that IP or not, because again, the way he was talking, he wanted it everywhere. I mean, it was also available on PC. Can't forget that, but it never made it to PlayStation. I'm just curious to know what's going on with that. Does Moon Studios own the Ori franchise? Let's see. It's not a clear cut answer. It says, who owns Ori games? It says Ori is an intellectual property owned by Microsoft. Oh, shucks. Oh, it's owned by Microsoft, so it is exclusively their decision to determine the platform on which to release the game. I had no idea. I didn't know they owned that doggone game. What? My mind is blown. Hold on. So you mean to tell me, brothers and sisters, that for some reason or another, as I look over here at my copy of Ori and the Will of the Wisp, the collector's edition, because I love the character in the game so much, they are willing, as far as we've heard, to have Halo come over, to have Forza actually be on its way over, and Gears also allegedly being put on the PlayStation brand, but you decide to not put on the PlayStation. It's definitely not an off-brand game. Please don't take it like that. But one of the non-3 core franchises on your console, you decide to keep that off of PlayStation? What the world is going on?
Rumor has it.
What? I don't know whether to clap or whether to be mad about that. I'm confusion. How the world do you do that, Phil, brother? Man, that's got to be one of the most, I don't know what direction this is going in type of situations. I'm glad that it's not over on PlayStation, but I'm so confused as to why not. What made Ori just have to stay at home and couldn't go outside and talk and make new friends? You can't go over there to PlayStation. No, you got to stay home. Can't go and see them. But all of the core franchises, oh, man, y'all go ahead, man. Man, we're tired right now. Y'all going over there, get acclimated, make some new friends. You know, we're going to figure that out when it happens. I'm lost. Man, they own a dope. Let me tell you, if you have not played Ori and the Blind Forest, Ori and the Will of the Wisp, yeah, those games are a little hard, too. I will say, I didn't beat the second one yet, but the first one, I beat it, and darn, that's about the closest I'm going to get to a Souls-like game. I don't want to go past that. That Joker had me on pins and needles in some of those stages, but it was so darn good. So much fun. So the fact that they own Ori, the franchise, that is a hit. That is a banging franchise. They could really, really do something with that. I hope they go back to that, get Moon Studio on there, let them work on it, or get somebody else, because that is a platforming gem. That thing is amazing. But anyway, shout out to Moon Studios again for getting their independence, and also for this update that's coming to No Rest for the Wicked. I wanted to check this game out, but it seems like this game is in constant beta mode. It doesn't seem like the game is finished yet. I was very, very much so looking forward to it. It looks beautiful. I mean, it has that Ori art style that it's kind of hard to explain it. The colors are so vibrant and just so bright, and it just looks so pretty, man. I can't explain it. I just can't explain the look of it. It's just a beautiful looking game, almost like an oil. I'm not going to say like an oil painting, but it just has an amazing art style, to it. So I was definitely interested, but I'm not going to touch it until they get it together and finish it and, get everything in it that they're trying to get in it before I, give them my money, even though I'm sure it's going to be worth it, in the end. But guys, let's go ahead though, and let's get into the next story that I have, which I actually got this one from Game Rant. So the cold/heated PlayStation controller has a patent filed. Now, we've gone over this before, but this one is just a little different. So they actually filed this patent in August, and it got published on March 6th of this year. Now, this patent described the controller as being able to sense what part of your hand is hot and cold due to your touch, and will be able to heat up or cool your hands off so you can better grip the controller. Now, I mean, that's pretty much the gist of it. Now, if you want to read the article and get like the finer details, you just got to go to Game Rant, probably type in, PlayStation controller patent, something like that, and this should come up with the answers that you're looking for from this article. But the last patent that we had discussed, it definitely talked about the hot and cold being inside of the controller, but they made it seem like it was going to be a situation where the controller was going to either get hot or cold depending on what stage you were in the game. Like if you were in the desert, of course, it's going to get hot. You're in an ice stage, it's going to be cold. This one, on the other hand, seems like this is a bit different because, again, it's going off of the temperature of your hands. Where it's like, man, his hand is kind of cold to touch. That's a little wild, though. When you think about it, having that kind of technology where you touch a controller and it knows what part of your hand is cold and needs to be warmed up, or what part of your hand is so hot that it needs to cool down, that is wild. I mean, definitely not outside of the realm of possibility, because there's times when I'll have my PlayStation 5 sitting and it'll go into like a dimly lit mode where I'll sit the controller down and won't touch it for a little bit. And then when I come back and I'm ready to play, soon as I touch the controller, my TV screen lights up, which I'm like, darn, that's pretty doggone dope too. So the technology is already in there as far as like the touch kind of situation goes, as far as the controller being sensitive to the touch. But I'm hoping that since this is another patent pretty much filed under the same thing, just different circumstances, I'm really hoping that they will make this in the PlayStation 6. The PlayStation 6, I am very, very hopeful that we get this kind of technology in that controller, because that would be absolutely amazing, absolutely incredible. The other thing that I wanted to bring up before we get out of here, guys, was one more story. And this is another quick one, nothing too serious. This one was actually kind of serious. We got to talk about God of War. Now, like I said in the intro, we had heard that there were going to be, it was rumors that we had heard that it was going to be a remake, of God of War 1 through 3. The PSP games were going to be included. The PlayStation 3 game that nobody liked, which some people say was actually not as bad as people made it out to be, was also supposed to be in the collection as well. Well, to this day, right now, I can say that on March 15th, nothing like that seems to be in the pipeline. But what is in the pipeline is I got it right here. It's actually an article I got from Games Radar. Now it says on Thursday, March 20th, the Dark Odyssey collection is coming to God of War Ragnarok as a free update on PS5, PS4, and PC. It says, quote, inspired by the working name of God of War 2005 and the skin that originally appeared in God of War 2 as a reward for beating the game on God mode difficulty. We are bringing the classic black and gold theme for the 20th anniversary, end of quote. And this is according to the announcement on the PlayStation blog. Now, the update will include a new skin and armor set for Kratos, as well as fresh looks for Atreus and Freya, new weapon appearances and attachments, and a selection of new shield appearances. Once your game is patched, you'll be able to grab those items. It says, quote, from any lost items chest in the base game or automatically while in Valhalla, end of quote, the announcement explains. So even though it's not what we wanted, they're still celebrating God of War by bringing in a lot of free, I might add, free DLC. And if you haven't downloaded Valhalla, which is free, I would highly recommend you do that. So again, it's not the announcements that we wanted, but for anybody that is familiar with that skin, that original skin in God of War 2, by beating the game on God mode difficulty, you will get this for free, along with shields, different things for Atreus as well, and Freya. So for that, I can't help but to salute them for that. That's awesome news. It's gonna be dope, man. New skins and armor set for Kratos and fresh looks. It's going to be great, man. Like I said, again, if you haven't played God of War, what is it? Valhalla. A really, really great DLC. I would highly recommend it, and definitely recommend it now. And they showed off what Kratos looks like in that black and gold. Woo! Brothers and sisters. Man, I can't wait. The 20th? Yeah. March 20th, when that comes, when that happens, it's on a Thursday. Again, March 20th, that thing looks really, really dope. And they didn't even show what Atreus is going to look like, you know, in some of the armor. Hold on. Wait. Yes, they do. Oh, they got some pictures here. Ah, man, I ain't want to, kind of ruined it for myself a little bit, but their looks, what they have on looks so good, man. It looks great. So I know it's not what we all wanted. Like I said, I'm sorry to repeat myself, and I'm about to wrap this up, but at least they did think enough of the fans, think enough of Kratos that after 20 years, they still took the time out to give something, and it's free. It's free DLC. So again, it's so cool from that standpoint, and it's a throwback to God of War 2. Yeah, man, I'm really excited about this. I can't wait to see this live in action. But let me see, was there anything else that I wanted to discuss with y'all? Well, I was gonna leave this story out, but it's not fair that I leave it out because it's not my type of game, because it's not about me at the end of the day. It's about spreading the information about what's going on in the gaming industry, as we like to say, in the gaming culture. That's what I like to say. What's going on in the gaming culture? So it's going to be, let me see. It's Bit Reactor, and I actually got this story from Insider Gaming. Shout out to them. But Bit Reactor and Respawn Entertainment will reveal their Star Wars game in April. So Bit Reactor and Respawn Entertainment have officially announced that they will be revealing their Star Wars turn-based tactics game in April of 2025. When I saw that turn-based tactics, I said, buddy, I don't know about this one. This is not going to fit my gaming lifestyle. But again, it's somebody out there, because tactics games, they do sell well. This time you got two winning formulas. You got Star Wars, and you got a tactics game 2-in-1, which is going to be pretty dope. Now, if you're interested on when this game is going to be revealed, it says that the game will be revealed live on the Galaxy stage on April 19th. It says join Bit Reactor along with Respawn Entertainment and Lucasfilm Games for a first look at a new Star Wars turn-based tactics game. End of quote. So yeah, that, brothers and sisters, is going to bring us to the end of this episode. And again, it's stopping abruptly. I know. I didn't have really a build up or anything like that to, finally get us out of here. But before we do leave, though, like I always like to say during these episodes of listener feedback, Mr. Cody Clark, you have been rocking with me for a long time, brother, and I greatly, greatly appreciate your email. I just have to also say, because I would be remiss, because there's other guys that have been rocking with me as well. I definitely have to shout out Mr. Lawrence Jones. Got to shout him out over there, doing amazing work inside of the Facebook group for the Analog Circle. I got to shout out Glovebox Gaming. Shout out to you. Want to shout out to Mike J. And I got to shout out this brother too, man. I want to also shout out Vaughn as well. Shout out to all of you brothers. Thank y'all so much for rocking with me. I mean, all of you listeners out there as well who support me. The numbers have actually been going up. So I truly, truly want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. Truly, truly means a lot. It makes me want to continue to keep going. And I just wanted to salute you guys. Thank you guys as well as the listeners. It truly means everything. It truly means everything, because without you guys listening, the show is not worth doing. So it's so greatly appreciated. But what I want to do, guys, is I want to go ahead and get us up out of here. Oh, we got out of here in less than an hour. We finally kind of did it this time. I'm kind of excited about that. But guys, we will be back at it, I believe, on Sunday. That's when we're going to have some pretty heavy hitting stories. Some things definitely went down this week. Matter of fact, man, I'll give y'all a quick preview since y'all are here. On that show, on the main show that's going to be happening tomorrow, we're going to talk about Microsoft, you know, these guys as well as EA. And they got some ties going in with Ubisoft. And it's real interesting what's happening with these guys, man. We got a lot to talk about with that. Capcom, they got some trademark situation going on that could be very exciting for a game that a lot of us have wanted to see a remake of. We're going to discuss that tomorrow. Neil Druckmann, he actually talked about the Heretic Prophet. And the other thing, yeah, because this is a sneak peek for tomorrow, so y'all will know exactly what we're going to be talking about. And Elder Scroll Oblivion remake. Oh, yeah, brothers and sisters, it looks like that could be releasing kind of early. Could be releasing very soon if the rumors are true. But with that, yeah, we're going to go ahead and wrap this thing on up and put that bow on it. But before we put the bow on it this time, I want to tell you guys, get out there and play some games and enjoy yourself. So until tomorrow, when we do it again, until then, you guys take care. Be safe out there. Bye-bye. Hold up, man. Wait. Cut that off for a second. I gotta also shout out to brother Crimson Phoenix as well. Shout out to you, good brother. And yeah, we gonna end it right there. Thank y'all, man. Let's get out of here.